Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and another puzzle by Ard van der Wetering today, the Dutch puzzle master who's, of course, 4 given digits Sudoku has been watched nearly 10 million times on YouTube. Very much started the boom in Cracking the Cryptic. Ard's a fantastic setter anyway, and there's always a few given digits, and here they are. That's all we get, a few given digits and a very strange rule set that I will explore in a moment with you. And I'm looking forward to having a go at this. Now, on Patreon, coming up on the 1st, just less than a week from now, we've got a new worm-based puzzle hunt. It is probably called Regeneration. That's the current working title and is, I think, going to stick. And we'll see how you like it when we bring it out on the 1st. Do join us on Patreon for that. There's loads of other stuff there as well. Crosswords, connections videos, lots of things going on, and we commend it to you. There are solution videos for last month's Yin Yang Journey puzzle hunt going up at the moment. There are connections, as I say, every so often. Do check it out. And if you like the worms, of course, we've got the 2 new Sudoku worms by James Sinclair and Marty Sears on through our app. And the links are under the video again. They are really good, sort of consequential Sudoku where you go from one puzzle leads into the next. Yeah, they've been getting very good reviews, so do check those out. Along with all of our apps, which do include Chess Sudoku and Fog of War Sudoku, the latest big one, and they're all available, as I say. Now, we've also got SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD in the links under the video, but the first link is to this puzzle. It's called Night Box. I don't really need Nighty McNightface for this one because the Knight's move thing here is a bit different, but I do have him on hand just in case. I'm going to try and explain the rules, which have to be read fairly carefully, I think. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box of the grid. Cells that share a border, like those two, can never contain consecutive digits. So, no 2 consecutive digits can be next to each other. The non-consecutive constraint can be very useful once you've got going in a puzzle. A bit less so to begin with, I find. Now, here it comes. In every 3x3 box, digits separated by a single knight's move have a greatest common divisor of 1. So, for example, 2 and 4 could not be so separated as they have a divisor of 2 as well. Now, the mathematicians amongst you will be all over that, understanding it fine. For someone like me, it feels a bit confusing, especially as it's not just, I think this is right, yes. I mean, reading that example, the first thing I was thinking was that 6 and 8, for instance, could be a knight's move apart because we can't divide one into the other. That is not correct. They can't be because, again, they have a divisor of 2. So as long as you can read that maths, as it were, do you speak maths, that rule is clear. For me, I'm not, and I didn't do a maths A-level or a degree. This might be a bit confusing. Let's see how we get on. Let's get okay, so you can try it, of course, on that first link under the video. I cannot tell whether this is the sort of puzzle where we're going to have to do a bit of thinking about a hypothetical box, or whether we're just going to crack on with the digits we've got. I'm very torn between those two approaches. Let's try the Sudoku approach, and there's obviously a 1 in one of these 3 cells because 1 is common to those 2 boxes. Now, we do have the non-consecutive constraint, which I understand fine, and that says 2 can't be in any of these cells surrounding the 1. So in this box, it's somewhere over here. This digit, it can't be odd at all, which is strange. This isn't, I don't think, a parity puzzle, but this happens to be sitting between a 4 and an 8. This can't be a 1 by Sudoku. It can't be 3 or 5 because they would be sitting next to 4, breaking the rule. And it can't be 7 or 9 because they would be sitting next to 8. So that is 2 or 6. And 2 can't go here because of the 1. I was about to mark 2 in one of these cells, but of course it can be there as well. Now, if 2 was in one of these cells, it would have to be separated from the 1 by a chaperone, which would sit in between them. And this is just non-consecutive I'm thinking about at the moment. I haven't thought about the knight's move thing at all. I don't really get it. Oh, well, hang on a second. 2 can't be here or here by the knight's move thing, can it? Because, I mean, that's the example in the rules. 2 and 4 can't be a knight's move apart. 2 can't be here either because it would be next to 1. So, there we go. 2 can't be here by the consecutive rule. 2 can't be here by an extension of the consecutive rule because it would end up next to 1. 2 can't be in either of these cells that I've got highlighted because of the knight's move rule and that 4. And now the only place for 2 in the box is right here. And we've got a digit. Now I can see 3 can't be in those cells, or those, because 3 can't be next to 4 or 2. 3 can't be there, I mean, obviously anywhere here either. In fact, let's pencil mark 3 into one of those places. Now, we've confined 2 down here. That can't be a 3. Three in the central row can't be here or here next to the 2, here or here next to the 4 or 2. If it's not there, it's going to force the 2 to be a knight's move away from it here. That's just a sort of coincidence, because 3 and 2 do not share a common divisor that isn't 1. Okay, I'm getting a bit stuck here. I can't really see what to do. So I am going to think about a box, a random hypothetical box. Now, 1 is a digit which has no restraint in respect of the knight's move. Its greatest common divisor with any other digit is always going to be 1. And I think 5 and 7 are basically the same. They're in a category with 1. That's interesting. How are 5 and 7 ever going to be disambiguated in the puzzle? Oh, by the non-consecutive rule, I suppose. Anyway, what I'm thinking about, so I'm going to just consider this, not to do with the Sudoku in the puzzle. I'm just going to think about a box and whether I can get anywhere by thinking about it. Look, 6 is an interesting digit. 6 has a common divisor with 2, with 3, with 4, with 8, and with 9. Now that's interesting. 6 can only sit a knight's move away within a box from 1, 5, or 7. Now, if you were to put a digit in the middle like this 1, it's not got any knight's move problems with anything. So 6 could always sit there. But for each group of 3 boxes, 6 can only be in the central box once. The other 6s are gonna, okay, let's think about a box like this one, where there's one of 1, 5, or 7 in the middle. Because I think that's interesting. Let's, in fact, picture box 3 as a box with 1 in the middle. Now, we know very specifically that it cannot have a 1 in the middle by Sudoku, but that's not what I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking about is, if you put 1 in the middle of a box, what can we say about the digits that go round it? Now, 6 has to sit somewhere. And I can't tell whether there's a difference between a corner cell and an edge cell, a middle edge cell. Now, there's no difference between the 4 corner cells in terms of what ramifications putting a 6 in one of them has. But my point is that these 2 cells that are a knight's move away from wherever 6 goes would have to be 5 and 7, so that they weren't 2, 3, 4, 8 or 9. Then these other cells in the box would have to contain 2, 3, 4, 8 and 9. In fact, let's just choose an order of 5 and 7. It doesn't matter which we choose because we're going to come up with a box that could be reflected or rotated anyway. So, what happens to 2, 4 and 8 now? 3 and 9 are a different set together. 2, 4 and 8 are one set. They mustn't, as we know, be a knight's move away from the 6, but they also mustn't be a knight's move away from each other. So you can't put either of them here, because you would end up having to put one, if you were to put a 2 there, you would end up having to put one of 4 and 8 there, or putting them both in those cells. I think that's right. And don't worry about the non-consecutive rule now. We'll bring that in the end. I'm just worrying about the knight's move rule. But I think we've proved you can't put any of 2, 4 or 8 here. Let's just try it again and let's just call it even. If you put an even 1 there, you can't put either even 1 in those cells because they're a knight's move away. So you'd have to put them both there, but they're a knight's move away from each other. So that can't be even. This can't be even by the same token. And therefore, the 3 evens are here. And you would be able to place them. 4 can't go next to 5, so 4 would have to be here. 8 can't go next to 7, so that would be 2. This would be 8. And then you'd be placing 3 and 9. And 3 can't touch 4, and 9 can't touch 8. So, if, this is a couple of nested ifs, if you have a 1 in the middle, and I think this would apply to any of 1, 5 and 7, and then you have 6 in the corner, this is what happens. You get 5 and 7 there. Now, as I said, this box that I've imagined with a 1 in the middle, but the same would go for 5 or 7, and a 6 in the corner, is rotatable, reflectable. There are a lot of variants of it. 6 could be in any corner as you rotate it, and the perimeter could go clockwise instead of anti-clockwise, basically. Now, is it the same box? Is it the same order of the perimeter if 6 is not in a corner? If 6 is there, then the 5 and 7 are here and here. Let's imagine them like that. Now what happens to 2, 4 and 8? It's the same deal. If you were to try and put them next to the 6 here, say, you wouldn't be allowed to, so even there, you wouldn't be allowed to put either of the other even digits there and there by knight's move. So they'd both have to go here, but then they'd see each other. So that's no go. The same would apply to here. So these 2 are 3 and 9. These are the even digits. 4 can't go next to 5. 8 can't go next to 7. 2 can't go next to, well, 2 is left over. 8 can't go next to 9. So you would get this, but this doesn't work because, look, 1 and 2 are consecutive and touching. So what I conclude from my theory there is that if 1, 5 or 7 are in the middle of a box, this exact sort of telephone number occurs around the perimeter. 694 72583, and this has got direct application into this cage. So the 8 is next to 5 and 3, The next digits round are 2 and 6. Well, we know which way they go in this box now. And that must be 6 here and 2 there. And therefore, this is 3 and this is 5. 8, 3, 6, 9, 4, 7. Oh, yeah, no, hang on. Have I? No, that's okay. 5 and 7 are ordered because of we started with the 1 in the middle. If we start, oh, it could be different. Oh, if we start with 5 or 7 in the middle, the pattern might be different. Oh, that's very annoying. I'm going to have to think about that, actually. Sorry. Because the consecutives that you're avoiding around matter suddenly. So if you start with 5 in the middle, then wherever 6 goes is going to determine sort of 1 and 7 in some order. A knight's move away. Now again, I think these 3 have to be the evens, because if you put, yeah, it's the same deal. If you put even there and avoid those 2 cells, you end up with evens there. So these 3 are the evens. They are 2, 4 and 8. 8 still can't go next to 7. So they will end up like this. Then 3 and 9. And again, I'm avoiding consecutives. But it might be different. Right, so and this pattern with the 4 odd, with the odds in that plus, just like we had here, clearly works. I suspect this is not going to work again. Oh, well, you can't put 6 in one of these cells next to a 5 or next to a 7. So 6 is never going to be in one of these cells in a box with 1, 5 or 7 in the middle, right? So now I can consider the 7 box. I've thought about the box with 1 in the middle, the box with 5 in the middle, and there has to be some transformation of this for a 1, has to be some transformation of this for a 5. 7 in the middle, same deal. 6 must be in a corner. 1 and 5 must be knights moves away from the 6, because they're the only digits allowed. Again, evens can't be here or here, so they're 2, 8 and 4. Oh, but you can't do this at all. You can't get a 3 into either of those cells because of the 4 and the 2 and the consecutive rule. So the 7 situation does not work. Have I missed anything in this? Sorry, I'm going to have to cough. Okay, the question was going to be, have I missed anything in the 6 situation in terms of consecutivization? No. So we can have 5 in the middle, and we can, well, we know we did have 1 in the middle. I'm going to get rid of that colour. Now, we've done 1 box. How am I going to remember these bloomin' patterns? It's annoying because I do want to sort of remember them, but I now want to work on the grid rather than use aide-memoirs. Okay, they all have 9, 6, 3, 8 as a sequence around from an edge. Maybe I should say 8, 3, 6, 9 from a corner. Oh dear. There we go. I'm writing over my blueprints notes. That's a huge error. Right, let's get rid of all that. Okay, so now back to Sudoku. Actually, just getting a box may make a big difference, partly because of the rule. And also, I'm only going to need those aide-memoire squares when I get 1, 5 or 7 in the middle. Anyway, this can't be a 5 by consecutive rule. This can't be a 3 anymore. We're using 5, 7 and 9. 5 is down here somewhere. 4, 2, 1, 5. Now, what is 2 not allowed to touch? 6 or 8 in these cells. That's not that helpful here. 4 is there or there by Sudoku. And 4, if it's here, can't touch 6, or can't knights move away from 6 or 8. Oh, and it can't consecutive next to a 3. So 4 is a knight's move away from 3. This hasn't exactly blown the thing wide open, has it? Maybe I shouldn't have just been considering the cases where 1, 5 or 7 were in the middle. Oh goodness. Okay, let's just look at this cell. It's quite restricted actually. 51924 it sees. It can't be 3 or 6 by the consecutive rule, so that's 7 or 8. Now neither of these can be 7 or 8, or they would be breaking the consecutive rule. Already we've got 4 there, so 6 and 8 can't go in these cells. Oh, hang on, 6 and 8 also can't go in those cells because of the 2. So this is 6 in the center. I did think we were going to find 6 in the center of probably the maximum 3 boxes. But now those can't be 8, so that's 8. Ah, I see, it's much more straightforward than I'd realized. This is 3, 7 or 9, but it can't be 7 by the consecutive rule. This can't be 5. This can't be 1, it's next to 2. So do I just need to spot the consecutive row? Oh no, in this row, oh, 9 is looking at that. I don't know why I left 9 as a possibility. Yeah, this is a 3. It's just that simple. Right, now over this side, we've got 7 and 4 can't be next to 3. Now, again, 4 can't be next to 3, so that's a 3. These don't have 7 in, 4 can't be next to 5. It is coming together now. 1, 5, 9 down here. And by the consecutive rule, that can't be 1 or 9, so that's 5. These don't have a knight's move away from the 3. This is a 6-8 pair. Then knights moves away in various ways from those, that's fine. I can't see how to choose between 6 and 8, which is a surprise. I think I'm missing something, never mind. Oh, that 9 sorts out the 1-9 pair. Gosh, and the 3 central rows are largely done. 9, 4, 6, 1. Right, now I've got 9 in the middle, so where does 6 go? Is that a useful question? Maybe it's not. 6 is the digit with the most constraints. I've finally worked that out, and now I don't even know how to use it, because 6 can always escape into the middle of a box. Now, it can't here or here. 6 has to be in one of the outsides of these 2 boxes. So, also that can't be 6 and that can't be 6 by consecutive rules. So if this was a 6, these would be from 1, 5, 7. Oh no, no, we haven't worked out that 6 can't be in one of these positions, just if that, in the case that there's a 1, 5 or 7 in the center. Oh, this is going to be very hard to get out of these boxes now. 5, 8, 2, 9, 9, 4, 6, 1. Right, 8 in this column can't be next to the 9, so it's in one of those cells. 7 in this box might be in one of these 2, but only if we have 7 and 8 completely apart. I've also just noticed that this can't be 3 or 5, so this is 2 or 7 now. That's a bit weird. Okay, if that was 2, these digits couldn't use 4, 6 or 8. I wonder where 6 would be in the box then. Is here somewhere. I don't know how to use it. I suppose 8 can't touch 9 or 7, so they can't be in any of these cells, or they would touch 9 or 7. In fact, 9 is already in one of those 3 because we've got these 2 9s. And wherever the 9 is not touching the 8, and there's probably a 6 over here somewhere that the 9 can't see on the knight's move. I don't know, should I have discovered something very generic about all boxes? It's hard to do that without positing something about them. This one, I suppose, sees this central digit sees 1, 3, 7, 9. Now, 6 is a great digit to hide in the middle of a box because there's no knight's move constraints. But then, 5 and 7 end up in corners. I feel like that maybe ought to tell me something, but I find it very difficult. I don't know. Sorry, I just need to think of something I can do legitimately now that is going to take the puzzle forward a bit. Okay, the only digit this could be from the 157 triple, which was the original case I was thinking about when I delineated the possibilities up here. The only one it could be is a 5. So if that happened, 6 would be in a corner, one of these ones. And we would then have 3 and 9 flanking it. Well, the 3 would have to be here because it can't be there or there. And one of these two would be the 9. This is if this is a 5. If it's not, it's even. And that feels quite interesting in its own right. I don't know what I'm even meant to be thinking about at the moment. 9 in this box can only be in one of those 3 positions. There's an 8 there to stop it being next to it. So if that was 9, then you couldn't put 3 or 6 a knight's move away. That's not easy to deal with. Oh, I don't know what I meant to be thinking about. Two, 8, 5, 9, and this can't be 1 or 3 by the consecutive rule. So this is 4, 6, or 7. Now, I was going to say it can't be 6 because that couldn't be a 6, 7 pair, but it wouldn't have to be. Is this any use? 4, 6, or 7? Probably not. Oh, this 8 is ruled out from those cells and also from being next to the 9. Oh, and it can't be there. 8 is placeable in box 2. Oh, I'm sorry if you've been shouting that. 7 now can't be there, there, or there. Oh, that 8 can't see a 2 here. That's what's going on there. Now this can't be 7 and it can't be 6 by the rule, by the consecutive rule. So that's a 4. Oh, this does all work together. It's so confusing. Right. Where is 2 in this box? Not there or there by Sudoku. Not there or there by the Knight's Move rule. So it's here. Where is 6 in the box? Not there, there, because they see 4, or there because it sees 2. So there. 5 mustn't be next to 6, 3 mustn't be next to 4, 1 is left over at the end. Then we have a 3, 7, 9 triple down here, a 2, 5, 8 triple here, and a 1, 4, 6 on this side. Now, 1 can't be next to 2. But I should work on these things up here because there's more looking at them. This is now even. It sort of makes me want to make all of these even as well, but that's an overreaction. I know that. 2, 7, 4, 8, 5. This is not allowed to be 3 or 9 either, so this is 1 or 6. Okay, I'm just going to do some pencil marking, see if I stumble into a way to do the puzzle. 3, 4, 6 or 7, 6, 8, 5, 2. Not allowed to be 7. 1, 3, 4 or 9. 1, 3, 2, 7, 4. That's annoying. Lots of possibilities. 9, 6, 4, 2, 7, and not allowed to be 5 by the rule. Don't think I've stumbled into anything useful. It's hard to think about puzzle, I still say so. You need to get started in a box and then you can carry on, but until you do, good luck. Right, if that was 4 or 6, this couldn't be even. This would have to be 5. The same is true if that was 4 or 6, this would have to be 5. And one of these at least, here's an interesting thought. One of these at least is even and isn't going to allow, if that's even, that's not 4 or 6 and will have to be 1. If that's even, I said, yeah, one of these two must be even, and that's going to place the 1 either there or there, isn't it? Am I getting that wrong? No, you're not allowed common even digits there and there because they share a divisor of 2 and there and there. It's true. Right, at least one of these is even. That one is going to place the 1 in one of these cells. So that's not a 1. And this is not going to allow both of these to be even. So it is itself even. Okay. Next. Ooh, if that was a 6, it wouldn't allow 9 or 3 into both of those cells. And that's not possible. One of those cells must be 9 or 3. So that is a 4. Now, 6 is in one of these 2 cells and sees that cell, so that can't be 3 or 9. This can't be 8 anymore by the consecutive rule. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, but they're right now. Okay, I'm going to move to here. It can't be 4, 2, 7, 5, 8 or 6 by the rule. So 1, 3 or 9. And here, 4, 2, 7, 1, 3 or 5, which would be next to 4. One set of these goes 6, 8, because 6 can't be next to 5. 6, 8. I don't know. Oh, it can't be 6, 8, 9, so it must be 6, 8, 3. The other one goes 1, 5, 9. If this went 159, this would be 4, 6, or 7. If this went 6, 8, 3, this would be 4, 7, or no, 7 or 9. That's not quite enough information. And I can't quite hold it in my head either. Okay, quick look here. 2, 7, 4, 1, 3. So 5, 6, 8, or 9. 2, 7, 4, 5, also not allowed to be 6. 2, 7, 4, 9, and 8 is ruled out. We're not very far from closing in on something here, but it gets quite complex. I mean, it really does. And now my brain is starting to mix up the two rules quite annoyingly and unsurprisingly. Oh, 9 and 6 would share a common factor. That seems to be the relation I can't see. So, yeah, that's annoying. That is annoying. Right, this can't be 6. That can't be 8. This is only 2 or 8. 1, 7, 3. All the odds are ruled out, and that can't be 4 or 6. So that is 2 or 8. That looks like 2, 4, or 5. So 7 we haven't found as a candidate in any of these. Is that interesting? It doesn't smack of real interest, does it? Oh, I don't know. Well, have we got any triples or anything going on here? Very unlikely. There's a lot of candidate digits washing around there. Oh, this is vicious in a way. Five, 9, 1, 8, 3, 6. I just don't get it. There's probably roping. I can see roping in the central columns. What use is that? I'd want to know what the hubs are, the centers of the boxes. Up here, 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 and here, because they would really help determine what was going on in the rest, wouldn't they? I'm probably missing something quite major now. That is 2 or 8, so this can't be even. Being a knight's move away from a definite even digit. I mean, that's quite an interesting way to look at it. So this is one of the funky outsiders, 1, 5, or 7. Okay, this one can't be. Maybe it's about where 6 can be. I really should just try and dwell on that. If 6 was here, these would both have to be from 1, 5, 7 as well. And therefore you'd have a trio of 1, 5, 7. You'd have 6 here. Then you'd be placing 2, 4, 3, 8, 9. So that would be 3. That would be 9. That would be 4. That would be 8, and that would be 2. Now, what's happened there that's a problem? That's so weird. I'm going to literally demarcate the whole thing. If that's a 6, we've got a 1, 5, 7 triple here. Then that's 3. This one's 4. 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. That's 9, that's 8, that's 5. Not 5, 2 rather. Yeah, so this is what would happen. Now, has no problems emerged from that? Okay, this is one possible solution, and that's based on 6 being here. Alternatively, 6 is in the middle. Then, is it a bit harder to determine everything? Probably is. If 6 is in the middle, 5, 9, 1, 4, that's 2, 3, or 8. I just don't know. So these corner marks are what happens if 6 is not in the middle. It has to be there. And then we've done that. Right, if this was a 6, those are from 157. In fact, that's a 7 by Sudoku, and that's a 5. So these are 6, 5, 7. Six, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 still to place. I just don't know how this works. Oh no, if we've done 6, 5, 7, are we struggling with the even digits? No, because one of them can go in the middle. One of them does go in the middle. Oh. Gosh. I don't find this straightforward at all. I desperately want to know the hubs, the middle of the cells, and yet they don't tell me anything when I get them. I suppose they tell me about non-consecutive, which is interesting. It's a good point. Like, do we have non-consecutive issues here, for instance? Or, now, one of my theories was making this 751. In fact, yes, that's how I've corner marked this. Then the 5 would be there, the 7 would be there, and the 1 would be there. Now, does anything in this? Yes, and that breaks the rule. So this is not where 6 is, because 1 and 2 would be next to each other. Okay, good. Well, that was Sudoku in the end. If that's a 6, you can place all these digits, but only by breaking the consecutive rule. So, bye-bye corner marks, and bye-bye corner marks. And that is not a 6, and this is where the 6 goes in the box, in the middle. Right. Now 5 and 7 can't go here and here. The only place for 7 in the box seems to be in the corner. He looks at this expectantly. Okay, if 7 can't be in those, is now in one of those two cells, this one in between can't be 6 or 8. It must be 2 or 4. One of these two is a 6. And that is going to require digits from 157 to be either there and there, or there and there. If it's here and here, it's 1 there and 5 in the corner. Then we'd have 2, 4, 9 left. But if this is 6, then that's no good. Oh no, these would be from 157. They would be 1 and 5. So if that's a 6, we've got 1 and 5. If that's a 6, we've got 1 and 5. That's so weird. Right, if this is a 6, we've got 1 and 5. If this is the 6, and it's the only other... No, this can't be a 6. What am I talking about? If that's a 6, we've got 1 and 5. If this is a 6, then these two are the digits. That has to be 5, because it sees 1 and 7. And this sees 1 and 5. And this is always 7 then, whichever... No, I've pencil marked that for a different reason. Gosh, that's so weird. Right, I think what I've established though is that whichever of these two is 6, and one of them has to be, then their knights move compadres have to include 5, either one of those or one of those. Yeah, it's true. So this can't be 5. And that's what I finally laboriously established there. Now the 5 in the row has to be in one of these two cells. Now what of that? Oh, well, let's just look at some of these. This is 8, not 836752. That's 1, 4 or 9. This C is 195674. It's not allowed to be 8. So that is 2 or 3. So in this row, we've got 6, 5, 9, 1. 7 and 4 have to be over this side, so that's not 4. Four is in one of these two cells. If it was there, this couldn't be 8. I don't quite know what questions to ask still at this point. If that was 4, this couldn't be 2 and would have to be 3. Not interesting, not quite. Oh, there must be some other little relationship that I can't pick out. 1, 7, 3. I'm feeling so dense at this point. 8, 5, 2. 9, 6, 4, 8, 3, 7. This can only be 1, 2 or 5. What about this? 9, 6, 4, 1, 5. Full pencil marking, last refuge of the scoundrel. This can't be a 3, nor can that, because they're both next to 2 or 4 in the middle. So the only place for 3 in this row is suddenly over here. Now, that's not allowed to hit, well, it stops those being 3s to start with. It's not allowed to hit a 9 here by the common divisor rule. And now 9 in the box is in one of those two cells. Have we done anything better? 1, 5. We've got a 2 into one of those two. I don't know if that's better, but it's putting a 2 into one of these two, stopping this middle one being a 3 or a 1. So that is 5 or 8. One, 7, 3. I still find this very confusing. Those two are not threatening to have a pair. Those two are only threatening 4, 8 as a pair. So if that was a 4, this would be 5, 1, 9, 2, 8. Seems all too possible. Okay, let's go back here. That was 2 or 4, which helped around it, but nothing, it doesn't help with these, I don't think. Okay, let's look down here. 6 and 9 still have to appear in the column down in these cells. This can't be 5. This one, who knows? Any of the possibilities seem available. Maybe I should look at this again, or remember what these trios were. One is 6, 8, 3, and the other is 1, 5, 9. I don't know what that does. 6, 5, 2, 8. I'm looking at column 2 again. 4, 7. This is 1, 3 or 9. If it's 1 or 9, we've got a pair there. That's interesting. If it's 1 or 9, that's a pair, that's a 4, that's 5, that's 1, this is 9. So this is never 9 down here by that token. This is 1 or 3. Oh, that's all right. We know 2's in one of those cells. 7 in this column is fixed here. It can't be next to the 8. So then we've got a 7 over here somewhere. 7, of course, not a useful digit in predicting other digits. But it does stop 6 being here, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It stops 6 being here. So 6 is now in one of those two. If 6 was there, that would have to be 1, and that would be 5, and that would break this cell. So this is not 6. This is 6. Now I can do box 8, because that's a 1. This is 6, which can't be next to 5. 8 can't be next to 9. There we go. That is box 8 complete. This can't be a 1. And if that's even, this can't be even, or they'd share a divisor. This is 2 or 4. It can't be 5 because of that. And therefore this can't be even. A knight's move away. I can finally use the rule a little bit now. 8 is definitely in one of those. What's that telling me? Nothing. Okay, let's look at this row. 1, 3 pair now. And this is a 6, 8 pair that can be filled in. 9, neither of these can have an 8. This seems like the only place for 8 in box 3. I hate the way I'm doing this puzzle now, but that's what's happened. That can't be a 2 because of the common divisor. Goodness. 3, 1, 7, 6. That is 2 or 4 by Sudoku, which is a pair with that. So the other two digits are 5 and 9. We can't have a 5 next to a 6. And that's going to unwind, I guess, pretty much everything. Let's see how we do. 4, 2, 8, 5, 1, 9, 2, that's a naked single, 8, now that's 4, 1 and 3, 2 boxes to go, 2, 4, 7 here, a sort of partner group with a 2, 4, 7 at the top. That's a 3, and then 1 and 5 must be write-ins, yes. Now, 4 can't go next to 3, that'll do. 4, 2, 7, there we go. That was much harder than I was expecting. Well done, Ard. That's an absolutely tough puzzle. Is it not? Is it really straightforward? Gosh, I'll be really interested in the comments and how the cleverer ones amongst you did this. It's another sweat on for me though. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.